Our society is addicted to focusing on problems. And if your recovery does the same, you may be at risk. Here are 5 things that keep us stuck in the problem and how to shift them into the solution. Perspective. My perception is my reality. And if I only see problems and have no hope in a solution, I'm like a horse with blinders on. My vision is narrow and I miss the possibilities right in front of me. Here's an example. Someone gives you an idea and you say, yeah, but that won't work because I've tried that. If every action you take digs a deeper hole, then your perspective is on the problem. 2, assumptions. As humans, we fill in blanks when there's uncertainty. We have this part of our brain that gives us the ability to forward think. But if I assume negatively, I create worry. And when I feel worry, I feed the problem. When my assumptions are focused on the problem, the energy goes where the energy flows. 3, expectations. Expectations are inversely proportional to my serenity. The fewer expectations I have, I carry more peace of mind. The more I stack up expectations on people, places, and things, the less peace I find, especially when they're rooted in the problem and/or fear. I break expectations in 2 categories. We have positive and negative expectations. Positive are based on desire, and negative are based on fear. Sometimes as addicts, somehow we can have positive and negative expectations at the same time. That's the fuel for the problem. And when those expectations aren't met, I shift right back into the problem. That's why I feel Buddhists have it right when it comes to holding on to things and expectations. Beliefs. What I believe shapes who I am. And if you challenge my core belief, I get defensive or downright pissed. Just look at politics today. But if my belief only fuels the problem and robs me of peace, it's time to question whether it's serving me, this belief system I have. This is the hardest thing to do. It makes us feel vulnerable. And feelings. Fear, anger, resentment, shame. Your problem loves these emotions. They're fertilizer for staying stuck. So how do we change these 5 things? We stop. STOP's an acronym. When I'm living at the level of the problem, I'm like a chicken with my head chopped off. Every action I take just digs a deeper hole. So, S, stop. Then we take 3 deep breaths. With those breaths, transform your mood. The mood or the feeling that we should be thinking of to go from the problem to the solution is love. Now, might be a micro millisecond of that breath. Your brain isn't thinking about a dang thing. And when you're focused on the problem and your brain's going every direction, even that little bit of breath where your brain is not thinking about a thing is powerful. And when we take that breath and we think of love, why love? Love is unconditional. Humans may try to put conditions on it, but love is all things powerful and solution-oriented. Love is understanding. Love is solution. Love isn't about the problem. So when we take these breaths, 2 things can happen. My brain gets a reset from the chaos. My mood and my consciousness begins to shift from the level of the problem to the level of the solution. And then, I observe. I observe my perspective, my assumptions and beliefs. Which of these things in me are fueling the problem? Because I'm able to breathe, I begin to see how the perspectives aren't beneficial. I go from the problem to the solution. And after I observe these things, I get to proceed with kindness, love, and compassion. Just because I'm not getting it in return and I'm blaming them for the problems, all of these perspective, assumptions, beliefs, expectations, and feelings are designed to change what I can. Me. not the people's places and things. Most of my big problems today are not the tangible things that say, oh, just walk around that pothole. A lot of these things are the untangible things that I have a hard time changing. So to go from the problem to the solution, let's focus on these things. And that little shift is enough to move out of the problem and back into the solution. If this helps, please follow, and more importantly, share this video with someone else who wants positivity and solutions. I've recently created a solution-oriented e-course for people who are trying to do one of two things: figure out how to cut back or cut off their drinking in a health solution-oriented way. So go check out Control or Quit, your guide to cut back or cut off alcohol, at my website, RecoveryCollectiveMD.com. Thanks.